In today's show, I visit my friend Des, and she gives us a tour of her amazing $300 a month apartment. She lives up on a hill, nestled in the jungle, overlooking a river, and is walking distance to downtown Puerto Vallarta. We also talk about her budget, expenses, and lifestyle as a travel blogger and guide living in Mexico. I'm on my way to visit my friend Des, and she lives in this quiet neighborhood outside of the main part of town. It's only about 10 minutes away, but take a look at this. It's over the river. You have to cross a bridge to get to her house, and then she lives up on this hill in this beautiful valley. Let's go visit her.
Hey Jim, welcome to my jungle casa.
Thanks.
Come see my place. So everything that you're seeing here in this place was handmade by the owner who actually lives here. There's several little apartments nestled up here in the jungle. Bienvenidos a mi casa. So this is a little concrete tree handmade by the owner of this house, Ray. And this is one of the main rooms right here. And then he also has a little like man cave back here as well. Super, super cool. Follow me. Here we have two more jungle corridors. Very cute and cave-like casas. And then up here we do have a few more as well. If anyone wants to vacation here in this jungle cave-like casa, they can stay overnight, they can stay per week, per month, or like me, per year. So this is the outdoor garden of my two-story condo here in the jungle overlooking the Rio Quale. The water's really low right now because it's April. When the rain starts coming, all of this is in full bloom and green like a jungle.
Des will give us a complete tour of her apartment. But first, she'll tell us about her cost of living and lifestyle.
A lot of people, when they first move here, they always want to live right in the tourist areas and right next to the beach. However, Vallarta has so many hidden gems within 10 or 15 or even 20 minutes away from the beach. We live here in Colonia Buenos Aires. Just past here is Paso Ancho. It's very jungle-like. It follows the Rio Quale River. Other great neighborhoods that are very, very inexpensive would be PTL, Fluvial, Versailles, and Paso Ancho. For me, budget was really important when I moved here. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on rent. I'm more of an experiences over thing kind of gal. And so this particular apartment, I only pay 6,000 pesos per month, which is about 300 US dollars. All of my utilities are included, which is even better, so I don't have to pay anything extra for electric, and I have an air conditioner.
Wow, and do you have Wi-Fi also?
I do have Wi-Fi. In fact, here in the jungle, the Wi-Fi is a little bit more spotty than it would be closer to town, but it's good enough for me to work on my travel blog with no issues. Personally, I would say I live off of about 2,000 US dollars per month, but that's a little bit more than the average person does around here. I love to travel a lot as a travel blogger, so I always need a little bit extra to get to the little fishing villages and great beaches that are south or to the north of Vallarta. But other than that, I do love to eat out at all the beautiful restaurants that we have here in PV. And that's where most of my money goes. Meals vary here in this town. I can really get tacos for 20 pesos each, or I can go get a beautiful seafood dinner. Roughly, I spend maybe 250, 300 pesos per meal, and I eat fresh seafood every single day. I have camarones con ajo y mantequilla, which is shrimp with garlic and butter. I get it every time. It's delicious, fresh from the sea. I think you can live in Vallarta very easily on 1,200 to 1,500 US dollars per month, all expenses included, and still enjoy a nice margarita on the beach. I did rent a car for a few months, but to me I found it was actually a bigger expense than just walking or taking Uber or the bus. I really prefer to walk. The weather is great year-round. It's totally safe for me as a solo female traveler, and so that's how I get around every day.
Tell me a little bit about this apartment here. What do you like about it?
What I love about this particular apartment is it's so close to downtown. So I'm right on the Rio Quale River and I can walk to the Los Muertos Pier within 10 minutes. And I'm just far enough outside of town to where I'm not dealing with a lot of tourists and not a lot of traffic. So that's great for me. Most rentals include fully furnished apartments. So you don't need to worry about bringing a lot of your first world American stuff here. In fact, mine came fully furnished with the stove, the fridge, the bed, the air conditioner, the dishes, the forks, and the knives. It's quite great. I don't have medical insurance here in Mexico, and personally, I don't think that I need it. I'm young, I'm healthy, I'm an avid hiker, I exercise often, I eat really, really well, and anytime that I have had to go to the hospital, I just pay 500 pesos, which is equivalent to about 25 US dollars, at the emergency room, and the doctors see me, and I've never walked out with a bill over 100 US dollars for all medical expenses. So every year, of course, I get my general health profile, my blood work done, and I just walk into the emergency room here and they do it for me for, I think it's 80 US dollars. Very inexpensive. I find this whole neighborhood very safe, actually. This is Colonia Buenos Aires, and next up is Paso Ancho. It's very local family-style neighborhoods, and so many of the people that work down in the romantic zone actually live here in my neighborhood as well. Living a little farther away from the romantic zone, we all worry a little bit about safety, and so the locals here actually really watch out for each other. And of course, most people in Vallarta, they have bars on their windows, they have locks on the doors. I have a large dog here as well that helps because a lot of my building is open air. But really, we watch out for each other and we take care of each other, so it's pretty safe.
What's that?
That's Waka.
Cool.
That's our alarm system. So Colonia Buenos Aires is really, really special because it's located in between two mountains of the Sierra Madre Mountains. We get really, really nice, cool air here. That's why it's called Buenos Aires, because the air is cooler than anywhere else in Vallarta. Also, in my particular neighborhood, we walk across like a swinging bridge to get to my house. And it's over a river that this time of year is pretty low because it's not rainy season, but when rainy season comes, it's huge.
I asked Des if there are considerations you need to take during the hot, rainy season, living in the jungle outside of town.
Living in the jungle can be very interesting, especially during rainy season, because the water will flood into your apartment sometimes. We get a lot of mosquitoes here, but we all use mosquito nets and bug repellent and things like that. Dengue virus is common here in Puerto Vallarta and Mexico as well, so we try to avoid having standing water in any of the pots. The humidity is actually really strong here, but living here in Colonia Buenos Aires, since the air is so much cooler, it's much nicer for me.
And how many hot months are there that are just really hot and humid?
I think the rainy season goes from about the end of July through the end of October. So it's a good 4 or 5 months of rainy season. A lot of people don't like to go out too much or live in Puerto Vallarta during the rainy season, but I love it because it makes the most fantastic sunsets. Here in my kitchen, I actually have a gas stove, which is really convenient because occasionally in rainy season when the power goes out, at least I can still cook. Refrigerators in Mexico are typically very small, but that works for me because I can keep all my produce fresh all the time.
And water delivery?
Here in Puerto Vallarta, all of our water comes in these large garrafones. So we just hire some local people and they bring these garrafones up for us 2 or 3 times a week for 50 pesos.
And tell me about this view right here.
One of the best things about my apartment is the view of the Rio Quale surrounded by all of the jungle trees. Take a look.
So what area is this right here?
This is my small little living room area, a small little dining room table, just perfect for me and my boyfriend. And this is where I hang out and read my books.
Nice.
Welcome to my favorite place. This is where the magic happens, and I do all of my work.
If you would like to know more about safety in Puerto Vallarta, check out my video where I joined Des and travel blogger Olga Maria on a trip to Yalapa, where we talk about safety in Mexico. I'll also talk about food and ocean safety in Puerto Vallarta. And make sure to subscribe and click the bell so that you'll be notified when my cost of living guides and lifestyle videos are posted. For more information, visit www.livingoverseas.tv.